our warm-up today, we are going to look at number 1, 2, and 3, which all are just asking us to solve. So number 1 says negative 20 plus a negative 22 plus negative 21. Well, since they're both negative, our answer is going to end as a negative because we're adding negative to an even more negative. So when we add our negative 22 plus our negative 21 together, our answer is going to be 43, negative 43. Looking at number 2, we have positive 10 minus 34. Well, since our 10 is smaller than our 34, but our 10 is positive, we can subtract our 10 from our 34, which is going to leave us with a negative 24. Looking at number 3, it says we have negative 17 plus 23. Well, since our negative comes first and we have a higher positive number that comes second, we can take away 17 from 23, which gives us a positive answer of 6. Looking at number 4, it says express the ratio in 3 different ways: blue to gray. Lynn painted her house. Within her house, she has 6 walls gray and 4 walls that are blue. So we can write this in 3 different ways for our ratio. We can write it 4 over 6. Oops, let me rewrite that one more time. We can write it 4 over 6 or 4 colon 6 or 4 to 6. Moving on to number 5, it says express the ratio to represent Nicole's age. Dan is Y years old. Pam is 12 years younger than Dan, and Nicole is 3 times as old as Pam. So we need to highlight all of our key details. Well, we know that Dan is Y years old, and Pam is 12 years younger than Dan, and Nicole is 3 times as old as Pam. This is a lot of information. We have to use all of it. So if we're trying to figure out Nicole's age, well, we know that she is 3 times as old as Pam. So I'm going to write 3 right here. Well, now we got to figure out how old Pam is. And Pam is 12 years younger than Dan. And we know Dan is Y years old. Well, we need to subtract Dan's age from the 12 years to figure out Pam's age. And we need to multiply this by the 3 times as old as Pam. So this is our answer for number 5. Lastly, looking at number 6, it wants us to factor 60D plus 20 minus 30D. Well, we have 2 like terms, so we can subtract those from one another because the operation in front of our 30D is a negative. So when we subtract 60D from 30D, we get 30D. And we still had that positive 20 right here in the middle. So now we can factor this. So we need to find the greatest common factor for 30D and 20. So we will use the ladder method. So I'm going to create a box right over here. So I'm going to put 30 in it and 20. Well, 2 numbers that I know that go into 30 and 20 is 10. And which 30 times 10, or 30 divided by 10 is 3. And 30 divided by 2 is 2, or sorry, 10 divided by 20 is 2. So our greatest common factor is going to be 10. So now that we know our greatest common factor is 10, I'm going to write 10 times what gives us 30D. Well, we solved that right here. 10 times 3D gives us 30D. Our middle operation was adding, so we got to make sure we continue with our adding. Our greatest common factor was 10. And 10 times 2 gives us 20. And our greatest common factor always goes on the outside of our parentheses. And then we have the 3D plus 2 that goes on the inside. And that's our answer for number 6.